An overview about what today is all about. So today is the International Day of People with Disability, and it's a United Nations sanctioned day that aims to promote awareness and understanding of disability issues and encourage support for the rights and well-being of people with disability. iDay unites people in the celebration and acknowledgements of the contributions, skills and achievements of people with disability. And here at Lighthouse we've been really fortunate through a number of our programs to work with people who have a full range of disabilities, and the dedication and the determination that they bring to what they do is quite amazing for all of us, and so it's been a real eye-opener for us as staff here at Lighthouse as well. So Lighthouse certainly recognises the valuable contribution of people with disabilities and health challenges in the ACT region, and in support of the International Day of People with Disability we're hosting today's workshop as an opportunity for successful business founders to share their knowledge and experience with others interested in starting their own business. We at Lighthouse certainly believe that whatever your challenges are, they should never be a reason to not go into business if it's something you're really passionate about. So, as we have here at Lighthouse know, anybody starting a business faces a whole range of difficulties, and these can be made even more prominent for people with personal challenges, whatever they might be. Lighthouse understands the value of successful business representatives offering advice and mentoring to support young and upcoming entrepreneurs, and we at Lighthouse are incredibly fortunate to have a very strong network of mentors that are all prepared to give their time for nothing. So we always are very grateful for our mentors and our supporters. So today we're going to hear from a range of business people, and as we've already discussed, ask questions as you go, except for Lynda. But we will certainly take any questions on notice from Lynda. And definitely at the end of it you'll be invited to network with each other and with the speakers and grab yourself a cup of tea or coffee. So I've been asked to bring those circles on the wall to your attention. So as we work through the workshop, we invite you to contribute to the discussion by sharing your personal knowledge and experience with support services in the ACT and things that you might like to see actually happening in the ACT, particularly if you yourself are facing some kind of personal challenge. We all get used to doing things in a particular way, and sometimes we need to change that up, and we don't really know unless people tell us. So any suggestions you might have, please go and post up on the wall.
There are post-it notes and black pens
down the
back
back
here afterwards. If you just want to grab it and stick it up, that would be great.
So I'm going to start by just thanking our speakers. I'm not going to tell you very much about them because I think it's really important to hear their stories. But we have Lynda Leigh, Mick Burgess, Woodbridge and Nick Spencer, who is coming but not here at the moment. And we are also, as you probably know, filming these wonderful things, and we'll definitely film all the speeches, so they'll be available on our YouTube channel for those people who couldn't come today but are interested in hearing the story. So we'll certainly make sure that that is publicised fairly widely. I'm going to give you a one-sentence intro to each of our speakers, and I'm going to let them speak. All right? So Lynda Leigh is a professional speaker for business. Lynda speaks to organisations across Australia, showing how accessibility is not only good for the community, it makes perfect business sense. Mick Burgess is one of our town elders. He's been in business for many years and very well respected. So am I now, it's okay. I fall into that category too now. And he's well respected for his vast business experience and particularly for his work with Family Business Australia, which for those of you that have a family business know the challenges that brings on its own. And certainly Mick has experienced a whole range of those activities. Woodbridge runs a company called Black Pearl Horses, and that company aims to open people's lives to the wonder and joy that is working with horses. We've had the extreme pleasure of working with Lauren over a couple of years now, and she's been a real eye-opener for us as to what people who are young and have their own challenges can do. So congratulations for what you've achieved. And then Nick, who will come in later, he has a company called OnTheGo Sportswear, and OnTheGo is a brand built on the foundations of making everyday matter. The company aspires to give every person the opportunity, regardless of circumstance, to live a healthy and active life, which I think is a very noble cause. So I'm going to stop talking now, and I'm going to hand over to Lynda.
Thank you, Anna. Now, if you don't mind, I will stand because speakers stand. So, even though it's a workshop, I'm going to consider this as like a keynote address.
I've done two things. I have to stand and I'm an elder. Thank you.
Oh, therefore you can sit.
And then we'll take you out across the road and you'll be outstanding in your field. In business, you hear some regular concepts, and that's what I want to address. The first one is problem solving. I'm classified as orally deaf. I don't sign, I lip read, I wear hearing aids, very expensive hearing aids. And it's estimated that 80% of people aren't visibly disabled. You don't see it. Now, frankly, with my $12,000 hearing aid, I certainly hope that they're discreet. If I want the really big ones, I'll go and get them at the cheapo place. Thank you very much. But I grew up in a hearing world. Hearing parents, hearing siblings, hearing boyfriends, hearing friends, hearing schools. And I had to adapt. And that's why I suddenly realised I have a different view of business. For example, how do you order room service at a hotel? Telephone. Did you know Hotel over in Acton, New Acton, have put iPads on their wall? And you can order room service on the iPad. They thought they were being trendy. I saw it as accessibility. Christmas functions, weddings, formals are all coming up. You send out your invites, and comes back as all those food preferences. Someone doesn't eat lamb, someone doesn't eat seafood, someone can't eat nuts, someone can't eat gluten. What do you do with it? Give you a suggestion. I suggested to a friend organising a wedding. She said 15 of her respondees have different food issues. Give it to the chef. Think of Heston. They love challenges. She said they have one meal for everybody. It was fab, it was unique, and it was cheaper. What about your massive online open course, YouTubes, your webinars, everything like that? Everybody's screaming, we need SEO, SEO. Why don't you transcript it? It boosts your SEO dramatically, and it helps me, it helps those that have different learning style. It helps the deaf and blind because they can transfer the text into Braille. And I'm thinking, well, I personally don't want to sit through a 20-minute presentation when I can read it, speed read it in 5 seconds. Correct? Okay. As I said, I've got a different view of business. My definition of a disability is unable to discharge a task. Okay. Baby in a pram, you broke your leg skiing, you're not going to get up those stairs. You've woke up one morning, you can't use the phone because your voice is, got a bad step throat. What are you going to do? Fruit and nut cake over Christmas, you can't eat fruit, you can't eat gluten. It's just taking that task and you're unable to do it. I wanted to focus on what I could do, not what I can't do. And unfortunately, the real world, they just said, she can't use the phone, she can't communicate. Yeah, right, I'm a professional speaker, I get paid to talk, beat that. But I actually think all the time I spent for the last 40 years fitting into a hearing world, if I took that skill and put it towards something I could do really well, frankly, I'd be fantastic. I'd be amazing. But I spent all that energy just fitting in. I ended up solving my own problems meant I was solving other people's. I'm not that much of a nicer person. I volunteer a bit, but frankly, I just want to have a better life. If other people are going through it, that's great. So, I was originally a professional records and information manager. Filing, record keeping, not to be confused with bookkeepers, not to be confused with high fidelity LPs. I've been asked, I must have a great records library using LPs, but no. And I was networking at Canberra Business Point. For my small business, I'm helping businesses with record keeping. Then the program manager approached me and he said, "You're really good at networking. Do you think you could show people?" Yeah. So once I worked out the workshop and I realised I had strategies and tips and tricks that I had gained all these years, suddenly Bright Spark Speaking was born. I went from being a record keeper to professional speaker, quite by accident. Now, the second concept you'll hear in business, to succeed you need to be cheaper, better or different. To be cheaper, I need to eat. I'm sorry, I can't live on biscuits at workshops. Being better, at the end of my career, I want to be known as one of the top 10 speakers in the world. I think I need to aim that high. Being different, I copped it this morning at the petrol station. I drive quite a unique car. And this burly tradie gets out of his ute, comes up to me in his high vis. He said, never seen one of these before. It's sensational. When you're different, you stand out. It's noticeable. So, I am a marketer's dream. I have a unique selling point, or unique point of difference. I also share the name of a porn star, so please, if you're going to Google me, not in front of the kids or the spouses. It's true. It's true. And I give myself the title Australia's only professional business speaker who's profoundly deaf. I don't do motivational. I don't do leadership. I talk to business about making business accessible between you and your customer. Because I'm a customer and I'm tired of crap customer service. I'm tired of not being able to buy that good. Hey, the Wonder Bar, buy this, bring now, bring. I can't ring you, so I can't buy that Wonder Bar and I can't get the free gifts. Do you want to make money? What about my market? So, I discovered when I was investigating this that there's 3.5 million Australians who are deaf, hard of hearing, that's the correct term, not hearing impaired, hard of hearing, or have chronic hearing issues, which is 1 in 6, no, excuse me, deaf 1 in 6 currently, increasing to 1 in 4 in 2050, that's quite a lot. And I'm thinking, that's a massive market, it's not being serviced, so let's do something about it. So I provide an insight to a new market. On top of that, I provide an insight to new products. My hobby is forest valleying. And my driver and I wear helmets which are connected to an intercom. Those people who ride motorbikes will know that you can actually buy Bluetooth helmets between you and your other riders. My hearing aid is Bluetoothed via a streamer to my mobile phone and other devices. Hang on a minute here. Intercom. So I've contacted major companies for helmets and said, look, why don't you have Bluetooth helmets for much hearing aids? Why? As I told you, statistics. The baby boomers are getting older. They're having midlife crisis, and I bet you they're wearing hearing aids. They want to be included. Sorry.
I know.
And on top of that, let's the other development. Cordless motorsport helmets. You've seen F1? They're going to get out, they're going to unplug themselves. That's your Bluetooth. Having that direct connection, I haven't patented. I really think I should, and I should have money would be there. But, in conclusion, it is said that most successful entrepreneurs have embraced their inner freak. That's what makes them different, that makes their products and services stand out above the rest. And seriously, being normal isn't a good management marketing strategy at all. In fact, I think it's a handicap. You get lost in the mass of everybody. So by embracing diversity, it's actually a really good business strategy. Thank you.
Does anybody have a burning question of Lynda? Otherwise, we'll take questions at the end. All right, we'll hang on to the questions at the end. Okay, in that case, I'd like to introduce Mick, our sprightly next speaker.
Well, I've only got 20 minutes and I've probably taken long to stand up from now on. I've got to stand up every time.
No.
Oh. Look, first thing, I'm not a professional speaker, I'm a dirt man, okay? What you get from me is what it is in the real world. Today is about you, each one of you individuals now, what do you want? So I'm going to ask 3 different people, put your hand up, I don't care which 3 they are. You want to leave this room, what do you want out of today? What do you want me to tell you? I can tell you anything. What do you want to get out of today?
I want to learn how to, I want to set up a place called Lighthouse that would be community driven, community run for youth at risk of suicide.
Good.
So how do I do it?
Go on, put your hand up, you're so bloody soft. What are you here for? You come here to use some bloody biscuits.
Mick has no filter. I just need to warn you.
What do you want? What do you want to get? No, I'm serious.
Yeah, look, I want to help my younger sister set up her business, and she's in the process of acquiring different disability and just had to give up her career, so she's really looking at stuff that she
Why didn't she?
Because she's too sick, so
okay.
today. But
good on you, good girl. Something else? Come on, good on you.
I have an interest in using education to empower people, particularly with disability, in order that they can find ways to monetize themselves.
Yep.
And so I'd like some help to monetize the business.
Yeah, but the funny part is, you know, in this whole thing, because when Candice rang me, would I help speak, I said, right, about disabilities, I thought, oh, I'm in the landscaping game, like, because it's funny, the landscaping game must be an easy game. Anyone who comes out of jail, oh, they can do landscaping. Anyone who's got one leg, they can do landscaping. Anyone who can't hear, they can do it. That must be the easiest job ever to do, okay? So I thought you wanted to speak about that. She said, no, I want you to speak about how you got over your issue. And I had a bit of a stroke, no big deal. And I guess it's a handicap, but you don't realise it. And I'm sure you people, any of you guys who have handicaps, in fact, who hasn't got one? I'm serious.
Nobody.
I employ 120, 140 people, and every one had a reason. Anger management, bullying, depression, anxiety, every single person's handicapped in a certain way. And the ones who have got a bloody blind dog, you're laughing because people can see it. Straight away, you've got an issue and they'll do and help you, whatever. If you've got depression or something, they can't help because they don't know. Get out of the friggin' way! That's what happens. So, when it comes back to this discussion this morning, it's about you. You have to get the mirror out and say, right, this is about me. Not a carton of milk. Carton of milk's easy. Carton of milk's got used by date. Okay, yeah, 14th of December, can't use it. We've all got one too, we can't bloody see it. Sorry, which one of these people in your room aren't going to die?
Well, I'm living till I'm 97.
Okay, but you're going to die. But you're going to die.
Got a plan.
We can't cheat the system. So where you are today, what you did yesterday is in the past. You can't change it. You can't live in the past, it's all over. What you had for breakfast is gone. You can't change your breakfast cereal again now because you've already eaten it, it's over. All you can worry about is how many days you've got left on the milk carton. And that's what you want to do. And you can go and ask all the help you want and ask all these people, what should I do? And guess what? The world is full of dream takers. I want to go and do that. No, you can't. That can't be done. No, it was tried in America in 1963. The bloke had a heart attack and died and failed. and you go, oh, she's probably right. I better not do it. I better just stay in the comfort zone. You want to know what a comfort zone is? Are you in it now? Are you in a comfort zone? You know what's in a comfort zone? Nothing, because nothing grows there. He just sits there, same thing, like a bloody public servant. I'm sorry to say. Every morning they get up at a certain time and they hop in their car at a certain time and they drive their car and they park in the same frigging place every day at 12 minutes past 8. They put $2 in the coin machine and they get their coffee and they stir it 3 times this way, that way, and then you sit down and do email for 4 hours. Oh, it's only lunchtime. Oh, the lotto numbers haven't been picked yet. Oh, the sports tips are picked. Oh, knock off time. That's a comfort zone. I challenge you, because it's about you again, not anyone else in this room, that's you, what you want to do in your life. And you've got to be used to change. I challenge everyone in this room every day, you should have a diary, I'm sure. You all got diaries? On the bottom right hand side of your diary, put a little square every day that I've done one thing different. Do one thing different every day. Taste a different food, walk a different way, meet a new person. Well, I did once, this is the honest truth, I told you I was a rat bag. I was driving home from Campbell Shops and I thought, oh, I've done nothing different today. So I drove up Vassy Street, number 42, walked up the driveway, knocked on the door, lady answered the door, said, "Can I help you?" I said, "No, I haven't done nothing different today. I'd like to meet a new person. Could I just meet you?" And she called out to her husband and says, "I think we've got a Jehovah's Witness at the So he come out and he said, "What do you want?" So I explained what I was doing, and so I ended up going inside, had a cup of coffee, talking. They've been good friends ever since, you know. So I think she's still scratching her head. That's about, to do one thing different every day is so easy. It is so easy. You know, even now, just go and change chairs. Meet a new person today, it's so easy. Once you do that, you get used to change, and nothing scares you. And you want to go to a networking meeting, you just go. I don't know anyone there. You just go. And so, "Hey, how are you?" So you meet 3 people and you're, "Oh, you got a dog?" "I've got a dog." And you talk about dogs. "Well, I got a cat, Well, it doesn't matter. Talk shit if you like, it doesn't make any difference. Just don't talk about Collingwood, that takes all day. So, really comes back to, I'm getting here, seriously, it's about you. You have to answer what you really want. Not what other people tell you to what you want. There's always those sort of people. You know, "Yeah, Dad, get that job and you leave." A mate of mine can give you a job, it's secure, don't leave it. It's in the bank, you'll love it. Next 63 years, you're working in the bank. Love it, okay? And don't leave that job, it's secure. Whatever, say you get told and you do it because you think it's the right thing to do, and you get stuck in a rut. It takes guts to get out of the ruts. Look at you guys here, you're taking a step already. You've seen something, and you want to get there, you want to improve, but you've got to do something about it. There's lots of guys I know, and I was used to one of those, you get all these motivational tapes and all this stuff, and you go, yeah, pumped, and then you go to another one, more pumped, but you're not doing anything. You're just going to all these networking events, knowing what you should do. In your little sample bag out there, I'll put this in here. This changed my life. It's called Becoming a 3%, and you'll read all about it. But it's just about what you're going to be looking like in the year 2020. And you have to make that decision. No one else is going to make it for you. You just write all these little things down in there, what you're going to do and how you're going to do it, and you just refer to it I used to refer to it every month to make sure I was on track. It's no different than you going on holidays. When you go on holidays, you just go on, "I'm not going to work for 2 weeks, I'm on 2 weeks holiday," okay? Right? So you go and hop in the car, all packed, ready. Where am I going? Where do you want to go on holiday? Where do you want to go to holidays? What do? You plan it, don't you? Beach or snow? Fly, drive. Whatever you want to do, you plan it. What's wrong with your life? Why don't you bloody plan it? Or you just going to float along in the comfort zone and let it happen? You know, there's so many people. How many people do you know who are going to travel Australia? One day. You know, they're all in the artillery. I'm gonna do it one day. You watch, I'm gonna. I better hurry up, but I'm on the bloody elder brigade now. But it's about, are you a gunner? Are you talking about it all the time? You go to all these shows and I'm waiting for someone to give me the golden light. You're not gonna. Because you know what else? This is the honest truth. You're going to hate me saying this. No one gives a shit. No one really cares what you do. Even your mum and dad, do they really care? They do. They just want you to be happy. And guess who makes you happy? You. It's up to you. You have to plan what you want to do. And don't keep waiting for someone else to bloody tell you. If you're